2022, I'm going through some of the best movies for each year that I have been alive, and in the year 2022, I turned 32.
Will's doing it.
I know this is not every movie that came out in 2022, but these are just some of my favorites, and some I want to talk about. Any I may have missed, please leave it down below. Let's start with 2022 with the best picture of that year, Everything, Everywhere, All at Once. I was so pumped that I got to see this in theaters and just experience the uniqueness and fun that this movie brought. And I was so pumped when it got Best Picture in the Oscars because it deserved it. And it was just refreshing because sometimes the Oscar movies, the Best Picture nominees are all like stuffy, kind of just like quote unquote like Oscar movies where like someone has a body transformation or it's like a, sad subject matter that I'm just not feeling. I'm not into watching a sad story all the time. But Everything Everywhere All at Once was so inventive. Both the directors just really, really just did so much fun things in this movie. It was so great seeing Ki Han Kwan back in the movies, and now he's blowing up. This movie really blew him up, and I'm so happy for his career. He is seems like such a genuine guy, and absolutely everything coming to him is more than well deserved. Amazing. The movie is so great. If you have not seen it, what have you been doing? Go watch it. Everything, Everywhere, All at Once is amazing. Next up, we have The Batman. I know this is a long movie. I left, after it was over, I was like, I want there still to be like another hour and a half. I absolutely love this movie. They did such a good job of making Gotham really, really crappy looking, really just like gross. And it was raining the entire time. It was never not raining in that movie. Robert Pattinson is great. He's a good like young Batman. He's still like edgy and like, more about like getting vengeance than like just being like a good person and like helping the people who in the city who needs him. He was more about getting revenge for his parents' death. And Paul Dano was great as the villain, the Riddler in this movie. They talk about how Christopher Nolan's Batman was like, this is a grounded, realistic, gritty Batman. But compared to this one, I feel like that one is even more more fantastical. This seems even more grounded, more like, violent and like even less comic booky, but in a good way. Absolutely love the world that they built, and I can't wait for the next one. Even it may be a couple more years from now, I will patiently wait for the next one. Next up, an absolutely global cultural phenomenon. We have RRR. Watched it on Netflix, had an absolute great time with this movie. The dance sequence with the suspenders, amazing. The action scenes with all the animals and different things like that, incredible. It's one of those movies you just watch and like it's obviously heightened. It's a heightened action. It's like almost going into like Fast and Furious territory, but like they do things that Fast and Furious would never. And what can I say? It's just a really, really great movie. If you have not seen RRR, it's a little long, but you will have fun. I guarantee it. Up next, the movie that they say saved cinema, Top Gun Maverick. Tom Cruise is back for kind of a faraway sequel, and usually those bomb. Usually if the sequel that's many years after the original, it doesn't do very well because it's kind of lost that spark. But they do a really good job in Top Gun. The visuals are great. A lot of there were real, not too much CG. There were really planes flying. The actors are obviously not in the planes. They're not licensed for this stuff. People say Tom Cruise is really flying that jet. It's like he's technically not allowed, I think, as a citizen. But he flies plenty of other planes. But the story in this, the plot is so focused, and I really appreciated it. Where they just kept it. There's a mission. We meet the characters. There's a mission that they go on. They practice for the mission, and then they go on that mission. There's no fluff. There's no extra story, side B stories, side C stories. It just was a movie that had the action. It had everything, and I just liked the focus of it. It was really, and Tom Cruise, he did a good job, but he also let the other people in the movie shine, which I appreciate. He didn't just take over the whole thing. Great movie. Next up, we have Prey. This is a Predator prequel. Not that much talking in it. It's about an indigenous woman who's like a hunter, and she wants to prove herself to her tribe. But then there's a Predator alien that comes, and she doesn't use her brute strength or anything. She uses her wits and her cunning and all these different things to best the beast. And it was so well done, and it just looked great. And it was also nice seeing a Predator that was kind of like back in the day without all the tech that they have, seeing them more like in their own like, basic barbarian kind of like, state. And it was just, I absolutely love this movie. And I wanted there to be like some more, sequels in this kind of same vein where it doesn't need to be a full, enormous, machine guns. It just was really well done. A really grounded Predator movie that, blew all the other early, Predators before this out of the water, I think. Next up, we have Nope, which is Jordan Peele's movie about an alien. And this movie was creepy and eerie and just really, really well done. The cast is great. Keke Palmer is Keke Palmer. She's fantastic in everything she's in. But this was really creepy, like eerie, because like everything was like it had plenty of humor. Of course, it's Jordan Peele. He would not have humor in this movie, but it's very like surreal. Like it's a real alien. It's a real alien. You think it's like a hoax or it's gonna be something else. Like no, it's just a straight up alien. The subtext of it, I think, is about like a phenomenon that like you're not supposed to notice it, but then when you're looking at it, it notices you. And there's a lot of subtext. I'm not gonna get too deep into it. It's it's up for analysis. It's a really great movie, and there's a scene where Steven Yeun is in it, and he's like doing like a rodeo and trying to get the ship as like a promotional thing, and it comes over and just like sucks up all these people. And the scene that them like having inside of the ship was very unsettling to watch, very claustrophobic, very freaky for me. But overall, just really, really interesting and fun take on a, UFO kind of movie. And last in the list, very, very interesting horror movie, Barbarian. This movie has like literally like it feels like 3 movies in one. You have the beginning is like a double booked Airbnb with a stranger. You can't trust him. And then you find a hole in a basement and you go down there. What's down there? I won't spoil the movie for you because it's really like shocking and crazy. And then you have Justin Long, who actually owns the Airbnb, and some of his scenes are hilarious. You think it's going to go one way, it goes another way. The finale, I guess, of it isn't as strong as I'd like it to be, but it's just one of those movies you go in, you're not really sure what you're going into, and then it just changes like 2 or 3 times. Really, really fun and good horror movie that I was talking about for most of that year. The Barbarian. Go check it out. That's a wrap on 2022. If you like this, I have a playlist going of all the years I'm doing here, 1990 all up till today. I love making these. Please subscribe. That'd be amazing. Follow me on Letterboxd. I love making these. I hope you enjoy watching them. What was your favorite movie of 2022? Leave it down below. Thanks.